like to acknowledge some of the suggestions from the Sustainable September Resources as I speak. Psalm 19 offers a cosmic perspective on God and God's works. The vast heavens set over the earth and the glorious passage of the sun from sunrise to sunset tell of the grandeur of God, who pours forth speech and knowledge to all the earth. The sun, the Babylonian symbol of justice, is set in place by the God of glory, who determines its course across the vast reaches of the heavens. Like the sun, the Lord brings light and life, heat and energy to all the earth. To our ears, it sounds very strange to suddenly leap from talking about the sun, rising and so forth, to circuit to the end of the heavens and nothing hid from its heat, and then it suddenly leaps to the law. But it would not have been strange, that leap, to ancient people. They had a close association of the sun and the law with justice. Just as the sun brings life to all who experience its warmth, so the law of God revives the soul and makes wise the simple. If the heavens declare the handiwork of God, it is the law of the Lord which ministers to the faithful servants of God, rejoicing the heart, enlightening the eyes, and warning of secret faults. Now, as humanity moves more and more to explore space and measure the depths of outer space, our wonder at God's handiwork can only increase. The more we discover, the more we are amazed. Gravity is the foundational force of the universe, and it's sometimes called the unexplained miracle. I was Googling this morning. If the expansion rate of the universe was greater or smaller than 1 in 10 to the 37th power, that's 1 with 37 zeros after it, or if the mass density of the universe was greater or smaller than 1 in 10 to the 59th power, 1 with 59 zeros after it, there wouldn't be a single inhabitable galaxy or planet. The accuracy required is hard for us to get our heads around, but it's comparable to if you were trying to fire a bullet into a 1-inch target on the other side of the observable universe. That's how accurate the forces are that hold our universe together. If it was slightly different, it would either implode or explode. There are a whole swag of these constants that we can look at, but I just chose that one. It's our latest technology that enables these discoveries and the exploration of space. But as Jeff Lilburn writes, we will have to further develop our moral compass as issues arise about the exploitation of space's resources and the dumping of human waste in the heavens. He adds that while we may marvel at the scientific breakthroughs our generation experiences in space travel and space exploration, we do well to remember that God is not only Lord of the earth, but of the heavens as well. And, some of the space debris that's landed. A few years ago, one of the Sputniks, was it a Sputnik, came down near Esperance. Rick's sister's family were living nearby and managed to get a look at this, or had t-shirts with Sputnik stuff on them. Caring for the earth and its resources has become recognised as part of our role as Christians, as well as citizens of this beautiful planet. Humanity has been underestimating the cost to the earth of fulfilling our daily hunger for energy and food, for metal and plastic, for silicon and wood. In our age, these gifts are being rapidly depleted. Of course, we need to use these resources to create infrastructure, roads, hospitals, schools, communication systems, factories and various networks. We just have to become smarter and more considerate about how we do these things, what we use to power our industries. We have to think about this aspect, but also the politics of fairness. If we continue to allow the kind of development which makes the rich richer and the powerful more influential, we will find ourselves craving more weapons and armaments because it will not be sustainable. We've already heard that maybe the next World War will be over water, access to water. Now, I often find it hard to relate these imperatives to my own life. It does seem to be the problem of someone out there who is more influential, someone like the lawmakers or business leaders. But we do have an impact in our own way. Even the grass that grows and flourishes and then withers away, and its place knows it no more, leaves its mark where it has been, contributing to the humus of that place. As Christians, we sing God's praise by being careful and thoughtful consumers for ourselves and our families, but we also raise our voices to speak against careless consumption and greed that is never satisfied, and putting financial gain before the good of human and environmental well-being. This concept of speaking up is echoed in several of the readings and texts we've had before us in these last few weeks. In our Gospel reading last week, there were two stories. The first was of the Syrian woman speaking up to Jesus and changing his mind in a fundamental way about the good news being for all people, Gentiles as well as Jews. And the second text was about Jesus healing a deaf and mute man. And we didn't focus on that, but I noticed the text says that after Jesus said to him, Ephphatha, and his ears were opened and his tongue released, he spoke plainly. Now, I can't help wondering what he would have said when he spoke plainly for the first time. But I bet he spoke up. In our Proverbs reading this week, wisdom was calling out in the streets. In the James reading, he's talking about the importance of how we use the gift of speech. I think he's exaggerating somewhat when he says humanity can and has tamed every creature on earth. But he is making the point that what we say shows what is going on inside us, and it can have a powerful influence. At the end of the psalm is a prayer for our words and our meditation to be acceptable before God, who is our steady rock upon which we build our lives, and the gracious Redeemer who delivers us from our errors. So we can ask for help, that our thoughts and words align with God's wisdom and bring for the earth. I really like Bruce Sandwin's take on this psalm. I've put it on the back of your order of service. He ponders, how can the heavens tell the glory of God? How does the firmament, that's the dome over the earth, proclaim God's handiwork? Bruce basically says that creation doing its thing well and exuberantly praises God. Just as a magpie caroling praises God, so do our lives lived well where we are. We're not asked by the Holy Spirit to do what we can't. We are asked to do what we can, where we are, at whatever stage of life we're in. I thought we just pause for a moment with a magpie, doing its thing, encouraging us to do our thing and be who we are. And then stand and sing a song that needs you to limber up your tongue. I don't think we've done this one here before, but Vic and I did it at one of the other churches we've been at. It may help if we let Mick sing the verses and we'll join in the chorus.
Take off the shoes. You're standing on hallowed ground. That's the first two lines. And those last notes are done. Let's start again. From the top again. Take off your shoes. You're standing on hallowed ground. Take off your shoes. You're standing on hallowed ground. Oh, while the earth is the Lord's. While the Lord looked around at the power stations, freeways, and the junk on the ground, the factories with waste the factories with their waste dumps and their chimneys so high, you couldn't see the sun for all the smoke in the sky. Well, kids, you really fill the air and then you subdue it. There's nothing in my heart that says you've got to lose control. Take off the shoes. You have to not hold it around. Take off your shoes. You're standing on hallowed ground. Oh, while the earth is the Lord's and the
Let's stand and say this affirmation, if you're comfortable doing so.